Ever wondered if your college degree is actually a ticket to a job, or just a really expensive wall decoration? Like, did you spend 4 years and thousands of dollars just to end up being the most overqualified barista in a 5-mile radius? Don't worry, we've all been there. Well, today we're diving deep into the 5 professions with the highest unemployment rates after college. That's right, we're talking about those majors your parents probably warned you about. Look, I'm not trying to scare you straight, but somebody had to tell you. We're gonna break down the benefits, the risks, and of course, sprinkle in some laughs along the way. By the end of this video, you'll be questioning everything you thought you knew about college, careers, and maybe even the meaning of life itself. Just kidding, maybe. First up, we got the classic dreamers, the visionaries, the folks who paint their emotions and sculpt their soulmates, the fine arts majors. Now, I know what you're thinking. Fine arts? More like find a job, am I right? And yeah, the struggle is real. But before we write them off as starving artists destined for their parents' basements, let's give them a chance. These are the folks who bring beauty into the world. They see the world differently, feel things more deeply, and express it all through their art. They're the painters, the sculptors, the photographers, the filmmakers, basically anyone who can turn a blank canvas into a masterpiece. They're the ones who make us feel things, you know? Like they can make you stare at a banana duct taped to a wall and actually think it's art. But let's be real, the job market for artists is, well, it's like trying to find a parking spot in Times Square on New Year's Eve. It's tough out there, galleries are picky, grants are competitive, and don't even get me started on trying to sell your work online. It's a hustle, man. But hey, at least you'll never be bored, right? Every day is a new opportunity to create, to express yourself, to maybe even change the world. So while your parents might be sweating bullets over your fine arts degree, remember this. The world needs artists. We need people who can challenge the status quo, who can make us see things from a different perspective, who can make us feel something. Just, maybe have a backup plan, just in case. Next up, we've got the philosophers and religious studies majors, the deep thinkers, the truth seekers, the ones who are always asking the big questions like, what is the meaning of life? Why are we here? Is there a God? And if so, can she help me pay off my student loans? The important stuff. Look, I respect these people. They spend their days pondering the mysteries of the universe, debating ethics and morality, and exploring different belief systems. They're the ones who make us question everything, who challenge our assumptions, and who push us to think critically. They're basically the human embodiment of a Wikipedia rabbit hole. You start with one question and end up questioning everything you thought you knew. But let's be honest, the job market for philosophers and religious studies majors is about as clear as a freshman philosophy lecture after a weekend bender. Sure, you might land a teaching gig, but those are competitive. And unless you're planning on becoming a monk or a guru, the career paths are, shall we say, limited. But hey, at least you'll always have something to talk about at parties, right? So to all the philosophy and religious studies majors out there, keep asking those big questions. Keep searching for the truth. Just maybe, consider getting a minor in something a little more practical. Now, let's talk about the cultural connoisseurs, the history buffs, the folks who can tell you the difference between the Ming and Qing dynasties, the area, ethnic, and civilization studies majors. They're the ones who are always down to travel, to learn new languages, to immerse themselves in different cultures. They're basically the human equivalent of a National Geographic documentary, full of fascinating facts and exotic experiences. These are the people who understand the world on a deeper level. They see beyond borders, beyond stereotypes, beyond the headlines. They're the ones who can bridge cultural divides, who can promote understanding and empathy in a world that desperately needs it. Plus, they can tell you the best places to eat in any city, which is a pretty valuable skill in my book. But let's be real, the job market for these majors can be tough. Unless you're planning on becoming a professor, a diplomat, or Indiana Jones, finding a job that directly relates to your degree can be like trying to find a unicorn riding a Segway. But hey, at least you'll always have stories to tell, right? You'll be the most interesting person at every party, even if you're not the one with the highest paying job. So, to all the area, ethnic, and civilization studies majors out there, keep exploring the world, keep learning new languages, keep breaking down stereotypes. Just, maybe have a LinkedIn profile ready to go, just in case. All right, let's talk about the tech-savvy storytellers, the digital natives, the ones who can edit a video on their phone faster than you can say algorithm, the communications technologies majors. They're the ones behind the cameras, behind the screens, behind the scenes, making sure your favorite content gets seen. These are the folks who understand how to communicate in the digital age. They know how to craft a message, how to reach an audience, how to go viral, or at least try to. They're the ones who are shaping the future of media, of entertainment, of how we connect with each other. Plus, they can probably fix your Wi-Fi, which is basically a superpower these days. But let's be real, the job market for communications technologies majors is like the internet itself, vast, competitive, and constantly changing. Everyone and their grandma wants to be a YouTuber, a podcaster, a social media influencer, but the reality is, only a few will actually make it. It takes talent, hard work, and a whole lot of luck. And even then, there's no guarantee of success. So, to all the communications technologies majors out there, keep creating, keep innovating, keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible. Just, maybe have a backup plan, just in case that whole becoming a TikTok star thing doesn't pan out. Last but not least, we've got the fitness fanatics, the outdoor enthusiasts, the ones who believe that life is about more than just work. The physical fitness, parks, recreation, and leisure studies majors. They're the ones who are always down for a hike, a bike ride, a game of pickup basketball. They're basically the human embodiment of a summer camp counselor, full of energy, enthusiasm, and a love for all things fun. These are the folks who understand the importance of physical and mental well-being. They know how to motivate people, how to get them moving, how to help them de-stress and enjoy life. They're the ones who are making the world a healthier, happier, more active place. Plus, they can probably bench press twice their body weight, which is pretty impressive and slightly terrifying. But let's be real, the job market for these majors can be unpredictable. Sure, you could become a personal trainer, a park ranger, a recreation therapist, but those jobs aren't always easy to come by, and let's be honest, the pay isn't always great. But hey, at least you'll be working in a field you're passionate about, right? You'll be surrounded by people who share your love of fitness, nature, and fun. So, to all the physical fitness, parks, recreation, and leisure studies majors out there, keep on moving, keep on exploring, keep on inspiring others to live their best lives. Just, maybe have a side hustle, just in case. So, there you have it, the 5 college majors with the highest unemployment rates. Now, before you go running for the hills or maybe the business school, remember this. Just because a major has a high unemployment rate doesn't mean you're doomed to a life of unemployment. It just means you might have to work a little harder, be a little more creative, and maybe even create your own opportunities. So what do you think? Would you risk it all for your passion, even if it meant a less certain career path? Or would you play it safe and go for the major with the highest chance of landing a job, even if it meant sacrificing your dreams? Let me know in the comments below. And hey, while you're down there, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell for more videos like this. Ancestry Lands is all about promoting generational wealth through land ownership and financial awareness to empower you and your family. If you want more tips, laughs, and real talk, subscribe and follow for more.